So today's SOAR moment is about standing for something. So the SOAR moment, SOAR stands for success over and above reason, and we want to be intentional about addressing the success in every area of our lives. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. This statement has always been true, but we have not always lived it as our truth. Standing for something means sacrifice. Standing for something can mean seclusion, but standing for something can also bring success. But let's be honest, it's difficult to move past the sacrifice, endure the seclusion or the solitude if you don't see the individual reward. Doing something that benefits the masses takes more determination than doing something that will only benefit you. Now let me say this, or let me repeat this. I am not the one, I'm going to say this, I am not the one that's necessarily on the front lines of this movement, any movement. I am not the one standing out front for racial or gender injustices, but I am standing for something. I want this conversation to inspire you to stand for something. Stop letting life and letting injustice in any form roll off your back and say that's just the way things are, because it's easy to do that until it affects you. I'm sure it was easy for Sandra Bland's family to turn a blind eye until her life was taken. I'm sure it was easy for Eric Garner's friends to turn a deaf ear until they heard him say he could not breathe. I am certain that the recent laws affecting women's choice are easy to ignore until they affect your choice. What will it take for you to get involved? What will it take for you to stand for something? Social justice is not misplaced aggression. It is holy discontent. It is a righteous anger, but it is only righteous if we do something that leads to progress. I know the Department of Homeland Security has coined the phrase, if you see something, say something. But this dude named James coined a phrase over 2,000 years ago that says, if you hear something, do something. It's easy to hear, but it takes courage to do. Memphis, I speak courage for our city. I speak courage for racial reconciliation. I speak courage for government understanding and civic engagement. I speak courage for parental involvement in the lives of our students, and involvement that will demand equitable education for students in Memphis, and then equity for our students in Memphis in comparison to the rest of the state of Tennessee. Memphis, there will always be hope for advancement, but we have to live with an expectation that determined action will produce the desired reaction. We must have a push that demands progress. I mean, listen, it's cool to state your position or claim your fame on social media, but at some point we need to log off and join in the real world. I mean, y'all have master's level dissertations on Facebook, but you never put your feet with your faith. Neither do you put your money where your mouth is. I mean, I am by no means considered radical, but I know what's right. I want to encourage you to do what's right. I want to encourage you to live out the courage of your conviction. Sometimes the hashtag is not enough. What do we do after the hashtag? How do we translate the moment into a movement? I don't have the answers, but this is the one thing I know for sure. There are movements happening in our city, and they are pointing us toward our desired future. Get involved, stand for something, or you will fall for anything. That's the SOAR moment, and I'm sticking to it.